And we're live. Welcome to the OuyaCast, episode 42, recorded on Sunday, December 21st, 2014. Your weekly source for the latest news, games, and hacks for Ouyans everywhere. I'm Brandon from OuyaCentral.tv.
And I'm Steve from OuyaBrew.com. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 42. This will be our last episode of the year.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, I can't believe this year has just flown by, but Merry Christmas, Brandon.
Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, all the above.
Happy Hanukkah and Happy Kwanzaa, and I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing for all of you other people out there, but yeah, man, it's been a crazy year, especially with Ouya. It seems like I can't even remember how many games there were out last year, but we got over 1,000 now. This is pretty insane. We just keep racking them up, man.
Yep, they're right on 1,030. So wow.
1,030. That's pretty good, man. And coming up on the new year, 2015, hopefully we'll get another 500-600 games. That would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Maybe 700-800. Who knows? They say developers are lining up left and right to put their titles on there. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of developers, we got a couple developers today that we're going to be getting to a little bit later. We got Dave and Chris from Cerulean Games, and they are the makers of Santa's Special Delivery, which we'll talk about in a minute. Horrible game. Just horrible. Well, we'll have to talk about that. But bring us to the news first, Brandon.
All right. So this week we got quite a bit of sales for the holidays. Number one, well, not number one sale, but game that's been on sale for quite a bit is Shadowlight: Power of the Darkness. It's on sale until Friday, December 26th. So you can pick that game up.
And how much is that game?
I believe it's 99 cents.
Fair enough.
And then we have the Archie's Breakout Reloaded Breaker game for $4.99. Then we have Mousecraft, which is 40% off, and I'm not too sure of the price.
Because you already bought it?
I already bought it, and that's on sale until January 2nd. So you have till the day after New Year's to pick that up. So you still got like a whole week to pick that one up. Big Action Mega Fight is 99 cents, and that's on sale for 67% off until January 8th. So you got 2 weeks for that one. Definitely go pick that game up. Then we have Never Ending Nightmares, 40% off for $8.99. And Whispering Willows, 50% off until January 1st for $7.50. But that's not all. We have one more that's not on this list. I don't know if maybe Ouya can't fit it on there or what, but other game that is on sale. I'm trying to remember. I know there's another.
Back to Bed?
Yeah, Back to Bed, 50% off. You can pick that one up for $2. So
$2.
I saw that.
You know what?
They tweeted about it.
A special congratulations goes out to Neverending Nightmares. I saw that they were the community choice for the video game sale over at the Steam store, which as much as I love Ouya, I love Steam during the holidays because, man, I pick up so many games that I don't ever need to play. But it's like, oh my god, it's so cheap, I gotta buy it. So I end up spending so much money playing Steam games.
All right, yeah, there's so many on there that you pick up for $1.50, $2, $3, and then you just never end up playing them at all. They're just in your library.
Well, and then they really get you with like the year-old games or the 2-year-old games. It's like, hey, remember that game that was really awesome 2 years ago? Well, now we got it for $4.99, and it's like, oh, I want to buy it. But hey, everybody's got their vice. I got mine. It happens. So, real quick before we go any further, being that this is the Christmas season and giving is in the air, and as I said prior to this, I feel like I want to give away some games for our fellow Uyans, especially those who are kind enough to indulge our rantings every week and see if we can't give away some codes. I know that I've got one code that I'm going to give away, maybe two. We'll see. I don't know. Depends on how the rest of this episode goes. But I feel generous. Plus, we're not going to be here next week, so somebody needs to have some games.
For the next 2 weeks, yeah, we're taking Christmas and New Year's break. We'll be back on January 11th, bringing you some exciting interviews, some Ouya news. I know there's a lot going on Ouya's end. You know, they've come a long way, and I think their I don't know, their resolution, their New Year's resolution is to, you know, get out there more, and I really see I see an improvement down the line for them, and can't wait to definitely see what they have in store.
Heck yes.
They have some tricks up their sleeve.
I bet they do. So let's give away. I'm going to give away a $5 code real quick. Get it out of the way there, just to start this show off right. As I did last week, I think this is probably the best way to do it, just to make sure that somebody's actually able to claim the code and that doesn't just sit in limbo forever, because, hey, man, I work hard for that $5, and I'm passing it along to you, and if it just goes untouched, I'll be very sad. So the first person to email me, and once again, we're going to use my ouyabrew@gmail.com address. First person to email me with the subject line, Red Robin, is going to get a $5 Ouya code. Go ahead and send that email off right now. I'll get to you as soon as I can. Probably end up doing it during this episode even. So, Red Robin, email me at ouyabrew@gmail.com. Brandon, off to you.
Well, while they're doing that, I can give away a code just right now. That way they...
Oh my God, 2 codes in like 5 minutes? That's crazy.
Yeah, while the other person's trying to get your code, someone else can pick up this code, and I'm just going to give it away right now. So it's 8KYK3CALDS. Let me repeat that. 8, the number 8, KYK3CALDS. Alrighty. Well, we got that out of the way. We got more to come here on the Ouya Cast.
Maybe only the good girls and boys get Christmas presents this year. So
yeah, we got some other stuff for the bad ones.
Let's speak about that. What do we have for the bad ones?
Oh, some poo poo. We try to keep this Ouya Cast clean, so we got to use some less colorful words.
We'll call it poo-poo, Christmas poo. All right. So who do we have with us today, Brandon?
Well, we have Chris and Dave from Cerulean Games. Did I said it right? No, I probably didn't.
Cerulean. You got it.
Cerulean.
Cerulean Games. Dave, what's your role, and Steve, what's your role at Cerulean Games?
No, it's Dave and Chris.
Oh, his name's Chris.
My
name's
Steve. I always do that.
Who is this Steve guy?
So, Chris, I apologize. What is your role?
Well, Cerulean Games is my company. I'm the lead developer and CEO of it. And Chris is just some guy we picked up off the street.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Chris, you want to elaborate on that?
I come in with the ideas. I spend a lot of time with the homeless people. No, so I've known Dave for a really long time. We actually met on a MUD back in the early '90s, if you remember what MUDs are.
Text good.
And
yes.
Yeah, we stayed in touch, and we've worked together previously on some game stuff in the past, and I started my own company with one of my friends and my little brother, and I messaged Dave. I was like, hey, you want to collaborate? And we started working on another project, and then all of a sudden Dave came to me with this terrible, terrible idea. And then Santa's Special Delivery was born. But I'm I guess you could call me a designer, lead designer, creative director.
Okay.
That's
So,
my title.
what exactly is Santa's Special Delivery about?
Poop. I don't think anyone really knows what it's about. Just about like giving presents to the good kids and then destroying the chimneys of the bad.
So take us through, for those of us who have not seen the trailer, take us through what the game essentially is. What's the gameplay like, and what is the objective of this game?
Go for it, Dave.
You're
All
cute.
right. So, you are Santa. You got to get into the Santa mindset. You know, put on the hat, eat some cookies, pull out the toilet, and get ready to go. Hop in the sleigh, and you got to deliver the presents. You got to deliver the coal. People have the cookies, so you throw a little tactical elf in there to get the milk and cookies. But every town just has one house with someone in it who is so bad, who did something, like they made a freemium game. They still use MySpace. Things like that. Things that are just absolutely terrible offenses. For those people, Santa delivers a really special homemade gift for them.
Literally. Homemade.
And was he delivers
Literally.
his special gift down the chimney? Is that right?
Down the chimney.
Oh, yeah.
As fast as you can press the button.
So let's see.
Or as
Quick
frequently
time
as you can
event,
press the button.
fecal matter.
So
Let's see. I think
QTFC.
Brandon's got it up here. We're gonna take a quick look at this game here.
I have not.
Oh.
I've seen gameplay and I have not played it, so this is my first time playing. First look.
Does look like M&M sticking out of it.
They're Christmas lights. Don't make
Oh, I
fun of
know
my
what
art.
I know what they are. All right, so we're going to take a quick run through on this one here. Now, while he's playing this, what inspired this? You guys just decided you wanted to have a game out for Christmas? Did you not really care when this came out, and you just wanted to make it just because? What came up? What made you come up with this idea?
It was actually like 3 or 4 years ago I came up with this idea. I saw a Christmas card that one of the public store places, and it had a picture of Santa sitting on a chimney with his pants around his ankles, and the tagline of "How to tell when you've been really naughty." I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God, that's a game!"
That's awesome. So when did you guys start developing this game to make sure that you had it out by Christmas time?
This was
November, I think.
Yeah. It was definitely. It was. I think it was November
Yeah, we
15th is when you were like, "Hey, let's do this," and we had the game shipped on Ouya and Android by like December 2nd or
Wow.
something like that. I don't know. It was like 2.5, 3 weeks of dev.
Wait a second.
So which engine did you guys program this in?
Unity using C#.
Is it? That's pretty amazing. So for any potential developers out there, you can see they made a game in Unity in about a month and got it to the Ouya store. That's incredible. How many hours would you say you put in a day to make sure that this was up to your personal standards by the time it was done? And by personal standards, I use that very lightly.
I was gonna say I wouldn't necessarily say this is to a personal standard. It's of a good personal standard for the short dev time that it was in, but definitely not like the top tier, the upper echelon, if you will, of standards. But I personally put in quite a few hours. I'd wake up before my full-time job. Spend like 2 or 3 hours like just playing around. I did some art along with my little brother did most of the art, but I did some too, and I helped out with that. And then I'd go to work, come home, and then I'd do that until 2 in the morning. So it'd be like wake up 7. So probably about 5-6 hours a day for me.
Wow. And then
he's
Dave, you
got
wrote
me.
the code, or
It was a lot less work for him. All he did was code stuff. So.
Yeah. I just sat there and banged on a keyboard and IV'd coffee. No, I probably put
Oh
in
yeah,
like
you know.
3 or 4 hours a day though. I was also crunching 2 or 3 client projects at the same time. So
Well, that's pretty good. Now I notice what Brandon's playing here. It seems like you're hitting the Ouya button based off of whatever the chimney tells you. You throw your presents down there, and then when you get to the end, you rack up your points. You go on to the next level. Now, I saw in the trailer, maybe he'll get to it. Actually, I think he just did. So it looks like one of the reindeer, I don't know, they got hit or exploded. What exactly is hitting them and making them fall off like that? Because I can't really see.
So
there's nothing directly
go
hitting them. Well, I'll give my answer and you can give your answer.
Okay, because I have my own story in my head.
What I figure is going on. Cool. Well, mine is that reindeer are allergic to mistakes. So you screw up, one dies. That's your fault.
Nice.
Yeah, mine's a little more disturbing, I guess.
I like
So
yours.
it's like the movie Speed. Like there's a bomb on the bus, you know, but instead, like each reindeer has like an explosive device wrapped around their neck, and every time Santa makes a mistake, one of the reindeer just goes.
That's
A little
pretty
more
good.
disturbing, but
We're adding blinking colors. Chris, we gotta add
That's-
blinking colors.
That's fairly awesome.
I originally said I was going to do that, Dave, and you're like, meh. So don't tell me to do it now.
Did I?
Yeah, you know,
Did I answer that?
There's always the update
No.
for next Christmas. I mean, come on.
No.
Oh, dude, that's going to be in 3D, man. Just full on, like, 3D Oculus Rift support.
Oh, that's even better.
Oculus chimney pooping.
Real-time pooping.
Okay, so now we're watching
To
Brandon.
really get it out.
He is completely just taken
His
a.
power level just went over 9,000.
Oh, okay. So that was his goal there, was to drop a special load down the chimney there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. Okay, so assuming that we don't get to the end of this while he's playing, what exactly is the end game here? How far does this go?
Forever.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's essentially an endless runner.
You just come up
Essentially.
with new
That's-
new names for
It
every
originally
town.
wasn't endless.
Yeah, there's just an array of just like I sat down for like 2 hours and just pulled up a Wikipedia of like the United States most populated cities, started putting them all in the array, and it just randomly pulls city names out of the array.
Ah, so if after the array runs out, hypothetically, does it just reset itself? Or do you think nobody would ever get that far?
It'd be really hard. The game gets really hard, like at like
I actually
once you
do
get
have
to
it
like the
reset in
14th town, 15th town, something like that. So
See,
you'd have to get like 100 levels in. I haven't gotten past like 18 levels. So it's really hard. I challenge somebody to get past like level 20. It's insanely difficult.
well, like I've always wondered about stuff like that for developers. Like you obviously create a game, it's stable enough, you're playing it, it's fun and all that. But since you can't really test, that far out, I guess you could if like you coded like a certain cheat or something for yourself to kind of go to each level. Or in the development process, I know you can start at certain levels and things like that. But I've always been kind of interested to know if like somebody is able to, get further than the developer did, if they could find a bug or make it crash or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. That happens all the time in game development. Like you can never test every single case that's going to happen once the game gets out, especially if you have like a really high-profile game that's like an Activision or EA game that's going to get drop millions of sales. You get millions of players playing your game, they're going to break your game in so many new ways you never knew possible.
Are you suggesting that EA doesn't come up with their own quality games that they've tested thoroughly and don't suck?
Hey now, let's not put words in my mouth.
So, what
EA
else is
Mafia
coming
coming
up?
after you, Chris.
Well, and then they're gonna they're gonna micro sale you to death. So aside from this game, what's coming up next down the pipeline there? Assuming that the pipeline's been cleaned after this.
That's been well scrubbed. We got a few things. I mean, I don't know, Chris, you want to tell them about the next thing, and maybe I'll tell them about my next thing?
Sure. So we've got this collaborative thing going on, as I mentioned earlier, where our two companies just kind of working together. Like, and we had this thing where it's like your game, my game, your game, my game. So like you make your idea, my idea, your idea, my idea, and we're trying to keep it for the most part, smaller, simpler games like this, but going a little higher up on the bar of quality, if you will, for the next ones. Not that this game isn't quality, just more of a fully progressional games and stuff like that, where this was meant to be more of just a fun, endless runner, like silly. So the next game that we've started on right now is I can't say exactly what it is, but it's very similar to Dr. Mario. It's a game where you play as a doctor. He's the only doctor in the world who knows how to cure infected humans of the zombie virus, and you have to use your medicine in order to cure the players with a bunch of different twists and additions to kind of the basic formula of Dr. Mario, if you will. It's looking really fun right now. Art's pretty much done for it. We just need to start whipping Dave to start the coding going. Drive the slave master. So that's the literal next one, and then after that we've got Dave. If you want to talk about yours.
Sure.
Dave's muted, man. Dave's not here, man.
I'm unmuted. Dudes, I'm here. Hey, you make jokes like that. I mean, dude, I'm in Colorado. There you go. Okay, so the game after that, so we're kind of up in the scale too with the games, and I'm trying to think what all I want to say about this one. It's a multiplayer combat game, 2D pixel art again. We wanted to do multi-platform, and it's kind of like being inside of a horror movie is the idea behind it. So you can be a monster.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's about the most I'm going to say about that one. Since it's a little further out, it's much more in design, but that's kind of the basic idea of it. And you can choose who you want to be, hero, monster, and play with your friends, and either kill the monster or get killed by your friend who's the monster, type of thing.
Well, that sounds pretty awesome. I the only game that I can relate to that, which I actually love that feature on, is Left 4 Dead 2, I think, where you can be part of the horde or you can be the hero. I love having that choice and like playing those different modes with people online. So I know it won't probably be Left 4 Dead, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to clone Left 4 Dead. This is going to be something entirely new. It's going to be very interesting. Kind of an idea, or a collaboration of various ideas I've been wanting to produce for a few years now, but coming together with this really good thriller horror theme.
Sweet. Brandon, you paused the game. I muted you because I could hear your button mashing, but do you have something to add to this?
Oh yeah, I'm listening to the game audio and you guys talking, so it's kind of hard for me to hear what you're saying. But so I paused it so I can hear you guys. But I'm having fun, and what was I gonna say? Now we have the snowman that come flying at you. Is there any other obstacles that you have to avoid later on? Hello?
Oh, no, just the snowman. We wanted to get more in there, but we're like, let's just ship it. That's good.
Yeah, eventually. And I saw that you have...
I think we had some...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we had some pretty terrible ideas, didn't we, Chris? For random things to come at you.
Yeah. I don't know if we would have gotten on any platform, though. Nard.
Yeah, true.
So I got to ask...
yeah, because actually...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. I know. I think Dave is on a bit of a delay, so I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, no problem. I'm having all kinds of technical fun here. No, actually, Apple denied us. They wouldn't even let us on the platform at all. And every other platform we put the game on made us up our rating. So, yeah, if we'd added the other things we wanted, we wouldn't have gotten on to anything.
Well, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's why, Ouya, and I know some, some people are not big fans of the Ouya platform, but that's one thing that I think is great about them is, they want indie developers and they want people to tell their own story, and, I'm sure that somewhere down the line somebody could push it far enough to where, Ouya is probably like, okay, no, that's not going to happen. But it seems like they're pretty open-minded about, what you as a developer are trying to do with your, game, and they're not really trying to stifle that in any way, shape, or form, which is pretty awesome. And I'm glad to see that they came through for you guys on that.
Yeah, they really are, and they really did. I mean, it's kind of been a bit of a topic the past few weeks, especially if you look at some other games. Like there was a Papers, Please. They try to get onto iOS, and they kind of had a similar problem where they have sort of a mini game in there. 'Cause I don't know if you know much of Papers, Please, but the whole concept is you're like a border agent, and you're trying to determine if people can go into the country or not. Right. And they had this mini game where you had to search somebody, but since you could search them naked, Apple came back and I kid you not, they came back and said your game contains pornography, so we can't allow it on the platform. So they had to remove the feature to be able to strip search people. That guy actually did an article about that, and I kind of want to do my own article, honestly, because I mean, when we get down to the seriousness of this, we all play violent games. They're all fun, but here's the thing. If you're going to tell me that a game that has poop and fart jokes is more dangerous than a game where you can murder people for fun, we got some issues. Right. And Apple's got some issues with that.
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else, and, not to get too serious, but, you can, you're not allowed to show, the naked body on television or anything like that, but you can show somebody's, head getting blown off or arms ripped apart, and, that's perfectly okay. I mean, the standards and the morals that we have in this country sometimes and other countries are just ridiculous. It's like, okay, glad you drew the line there. Keep us all safe,
Yeah, God forbid you show me a boob. Trust me, I think we've all seen them.
Yeah, well, so now, do you guys plan on doing any kind of updating to this, or is it just pretty much it is what it is and have fun with it, or?
Oh, well, Chris and his guys are working on some new content that we're going to release here the next day or two, just in time for Christmas. And then we'll do another little surprise thing with this game later on in the year, but I don't want to say what that is yet. Hey, Chris, do you want to talk about what you and your guys have been doing for the update here we'll do another day?
Sure. So we added a couple more ring patterns just to kind of make it a little more interesting for flying around, dodging Fappy the Snowman. Yes, I call him Fappy the Snowman.
Fappy the Snowman, I forgot that.
We got a couple new music tracks, and then because let's all be honest here, like the game is silly and fun, but the music, I think, in my opinion, like our sound guy, our composer Brian, just did an amazing job making some silly, fun Christmas tunes. I think the music really is what really pulls it in, especially the fart ones. So we got two more of that, and we're also going to be releasing the soundtrack too for free to pretty much anyone who wants it. So we'll have a link to that. Yeah, we'll have a link to that on the Cerulean Games website, and we'll be blasting. Like I don't know how we'll be able to get in contact with the people who've already gotten the game, but we have a Santa Special Delivery Facebook page. You can go like us there, and we will be putting the soundtrack, a link to the soundtrack on there. Probably, maybe even later today. What do you think, Dave?
I think we can do that.
So here's my my 2 cents, and I like to talk to all the developers and see if I can get them to change their game in a certain way, which I've been successful at a couple of times. My most recent victory was J&K the guy who does a game a week. I had advised him that I'd like to see him make a Tapper clone, and he did for his Advent calendar type game. So that was a big victory for me. But here's what I'm thinking for your game. Very subtle. As you're scrolling in the background, the hills in the back have lights on them. I'm thinking that you guys could probably slip in like a phallic symbol or like a dirty word in there or something that nobody would ever see. You know, just kind of scrolling by, just saying.
Subliminal messaging of penises. I love it.
So I have to ask you. I gotta ask you another question. What did you use to make the trailer for your game? Because I love how it's done. It looks so awesome.
I made that in Final Cut Pro X or 10. Final Cut Pro 10, X and 10, yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to like see if I can get an evaluation copy of that or something and try to learn it, because I definitely like how it looks. Very I don't know. I really can't put my finger on it, but it's just pretty nice looking. So, Brandon, you stopped playing.
Yeah, you didn't see I died. So.
Oh. What level did you get to?
One hitter quitter, little game.
Nah, I got the town 6. Yeah, 6 towns. So that was that.
So you're still not up to Chris's 16 or 18?
No, not yet. But no, what happens is
one must practice.
Because I can hear you guys talking, but then the game audio is overpowers, so I can't hardly hear you guys. That's why I just muted my mic and it's just playing. Give our live.
Because music is just so awesome.
Some viewing pleasure.
So it looks like the game is what, $2, $1.99? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, $1.99.
Are you guys planning on at any point in the future releasing like a one-level test run or anything like that?
You know, we considered it, but it would basically be the whole game to do that. So, and since it's just a simple little Christmas game, we decided against it. But this is also the first Ouya game we've released,
Right.
and it does seem that a lot of people really do want to see a free demo on Ouya. So for the next games, you'll definitely see free demos. But for this one, since it's it's kind of got a short season, and everything, probably not for this. Unless people are like, "Oh my God, it's January! We want a demo."
No, I mean that's perfectly fair. I mean, if you've ever listened to any of our previous podcasts, I am certainly a big promoter of games with demos that are free to play. But in this case, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a seasonal game, and not that other people wouldn't play it out of season, but it's definitely going to be more popular during the season. And because you give them one level, and essentially you're giving them the game. So. It definitely makes sense for this game, and I think that you guys, did the right thing there. Now, for those of you who were not listening earlier on, maybe you just tuned in, you can get this game actually for free right now if you were to email me. We've got a $5 code out there waiting for somebody to claim it, which nobody has yet. So all you got to do is email ouyabrew@gmail.com with a subject line of Red Robin. If you're the first one, I will give you a code for $5 so you can pick this game up and even have, oh, I'm just bumping into stuff. You can even have a few bucks left over, buy another game. Seems like there's a few sales going on, so why not?
Right.
And then Brandon also gave one over the air not too long ago, so rewind, man, rewind. Get that.
Well, I guess we can give out another code.
You could. How are you?
Oh, we can wait for it at the end of the show.
I feel like I want to give out all these presents, but the problem is everybody's already on vacation, man. We're still working like schlums over here, and people are already enjoying themselves and probably aren't even going to pay attention to the internet, until January 1 or January 2nd, because everybody's going to be hungover on January 1. But you know what I mean.
We got Taco Punk is probably listening to us live right now. What's up, a Taco Punk?
Taco Punk.
What's up, otaku? As in the Japanese otaku?
I don't know.
OTAKU?
Yeah. That's
Otaku Punk?
Yeah, I believe he did a
I think he did a review of Santa Special Delivery on YouTube,
right.
actually.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, he did like a
Hi,
Let's Play
guy.
him.
We saw it. Thank you.
Love the
Yeah, we
theme
just-
song you sung.
What's that guy that does? Is he the one that does the YouTube videos where he just plays the games?
Yeah, he's a drunk YouTuber that plays YouTube games. I mean,
Plays
Ouya
the Ouya games.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's so tough because I get, like I know everybody's, names and all that from Twitter, and then like when they have different names on different services like the Ouya forum or on, whatever YouTube, it gets kind of confusing because then I'm like, okay, so this person is that person, and I completely lose track of everybody. So I don't know. That's why I got oh my God, the famous one that I called out the wrong name. Help me out here. Monster Finger Games or
Yeah, Rosie.
yeah, Rosie. He's like, no, it's Rossi. It's two separate names. Give me a break. I don't know.
Awesome.
So let's see here. Since we've got about 10 minutes left, which is awesome because I've got. I thought we were gonna cutting it a little close, but since we got about 10 minutes left, let's have a real quick discussion on what our favorite games from the Ouya are for 2014. Since this is also going to be our last, our last show for the year, and since we do have 2 extra guest developers in today, will you guys please help us out here and give us your favorite games of 2014? I'll give everybody a second because I'm going to have to kind of. I've got a few of mine, but I'm going to glance over them once more just to make sure that I'm not looking over anybody. But if anybody's got one right now, please feel free to shout them on out. I'm looking.
Well, I'll just preface this. Oh, sorry. I'll just preface this real quick. I actually don't have an Ouya. I'm the sad panda in the group. However,
Right.
I've looked at Ouya stuff over and over and over again, and I still have to say, like, I don't know if you can get it anywhere else, but I keep seeing it on Ouya stuff, like Super Amazing Frog or something like that.
Yeah, Amazing Frog.
Amazing Frog, man, that game looks hilarious.
It's pretty much right up your alley there. I mean, it's a bunch of farting and flying around, so you can't beat that.
Yeah,
That
mine.
just sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Chris,
Well, I
go
mean,
to Target. They have Ouyas.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, you can probably find one for sub $70 if you find it on sale at the right place. Let's see here. What do we got? God, I want to. You know what I really want to say is I want to say almost, and I'm not going to. This is not my answer, but I almost want to say Pinball Arcade because they're constantly coming out with like super awesome tables. But I can't endorse that game because every time I try to download a new table, it just fails all the time. And I don't know if it's because my internet connection sucks or what, but just horrible trying to get a new table on there. It takes me like a dozen attempts to get one. But they're so awesome when you finally get it. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I have that on my Steam, and I love it too.
Like I want to play like the Ghostbusters one. That's the one I want to get next, but it's tough. You have one yet, Brandon? I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna pick here. There's so many good ones.
I know
so
we.
many.
Yeah, we kind of went over last episode that we kind of went over some. Especially for the holiday season, recently Meltdown has been updated to include local multiplayer.
That's your that's your go-to game. It's like mine's Acorn Assault. All right, I gotta say, I'll give you mine. I'm gonna say probably IO is one of my favorite games of 2014. It's one of those games that's just really fun to play and just play over and over again, and it's challenging, and it's worth the money, and they've come out with a lot of extra content, and it's very I don't know. It just kind of encompasses everything that's awesome about Ouya. You know, they took really good advantage of the controller setup. They're really good at their level design. They're really good with the music. I really like it. I don't know how else to say it other than it's a terrific game.
Yeah, recently they just released on Steam, and I tweeted at them and I told them congratulations, and they said hopefully they'll get as much response as they did on Ouya. So that's awesome.
Soulfjord was also really good, but I beat that one too quickly, so that was a fun
I
game.
was kind of sitting here thinking about it. I think I actually got like 2 games on Ouya I have to talk up. It was my best of 2014. One of them was Never Ending Nightmares, just because I love games that make you crap your pants. It's kind of my thing. And that game is just awesome. The whole concept behind it. And then the other one, I might be a little biased on this one, since the guy who made it, Ryan Green, is local to me. But That Dragon Cancer. And I know it's not actually out on Ouya yet, but I got to really sit down and play it. I know I live near Ryan, but I've never actually played the game until PAX Prime, when we were there showing off. There's actually another Ouya game I'm working on with Glass Bottom Games, but we were showing off that game at PAX, and was talking to Ryan playing That Dragon Cancer, and it's quite something. It's definitely a very amazing title.
Is he? I know that he was originally going to come to Ouya exclusively, and now he is not having an exclusive deal with Ouya, but he is still coming to Ouya with that game, correct?
I would imagine so. I mean, I haven't spoken to him about it, but I know they were showing it off on the Ouya at PAX, so I'd hope so.
They are. Yeah, look, he's coming to Ouya. They recently, we talked about it a couple episodes ago, that they were on Kickstarter, and as of before last week, they did reach their goal. So if you actually you could have became a beta backer and get early access to the game, like the first episode or the first scene or something like that. So it is coming to Ouya.
Such a sad story too, man. I really am looking forward to playing that game. Just that whole story is just so heartbreaking. So it's gonna be that'd be a tough one to get through. But anywho, bring us with your picks there, Brandon. No more stalling. Let's hear it.
Well, I gave you the what you call it, Meltdown. So recently updated. Trying to think of what else. Can't think of anything out the top of my head.
No rush, man.
No rush. No, yeah, we got all day.
No, we got about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Well, you know what? I'm gonna go with my game that I still say, it's a simple picker-upper. More people just need to get on the bandwagon of Race for Your Life.
Race for Your Life. That is a fun game. And then did you say that they were coming out with extra levels as well?
I know they tweeted at me and they said that they're coming out with an update to fix, I guess, some bugs and maybe add some new features. I'm not too sure. Haven't got any exclusive information about it, but we'll stay tuned. Hopefully by next year we'll have some more news.
Alrighty. Well, man, I think that's just about our lot for the day. I'll let you take us out, but I personally want to thank Dave and Chris from Cerulean Games for dropping on by and teaching us a little bit about the unpleasant side of the holidays. Just remember to be good, or else Santa will take a steamy pile of, well, Christmas poo down your chimney. It happens, man. It happens, and it is what it is.
Yeah, thank you for having us as well.
No problem. Any time,
Thanks for
especially
having us
especially when you guys come out with another game for Ouya. We're glad to have you on. And
Sounds good to me.
Well, no, we'd be glad to have Dave on. Chris, you have to have an Ouya to be on here again, so that's gonna be your New
That's a
Year's
deal
resolution,
breaker.
man.
That's a deal breaker.
I don't know.
Sorry, I just can't. No, I'm just
Chris
kidding.
for Christmas.
There you go. See, buy me a freaking Ouya. There you go.
Hey,
The worst part is I have two, actually, too.
That's actually a great Christmas present.
There you go.
Yes, it is.
And you know what's funny is I was thinking about this too. And let me just interject this last comment. So like I was thinking about this too. Like, okay, so let's just say like you're a mom and you don't know anything about getting a Christmas like game console for your son or daughter or whatever. And so you see the Ouya, you're like, okay, here's something nice. And then oh look, here's a nice little Christmas game for little Timmy, so that you can play it on Christmas morning.
The whole family's gathered around watching him play his new game. Oh, no!
Excellent.
I love it.
Your mission is accomplished, right?
My dreams come true.
All right, Brandon,
Awesome.
take us on home, brother.
Well, that's it for this week. We'll be back on January 11th, bringing you back some Ouya news, Ouya games. We're going to try to kick off this new year running. And thanks for being on the show, guys. Can't wait to see what else you guys come up with. Great ideas.
Thanks to you guys, too.
Yeah, that's it for this week. You
Yeah,
can
thanks.
contact us on Twitter at Ouya Central TV and at Ouya Brew. We'll see you guys next year. Bye-bye.
Peace.